Jazz age living, whole fashion simple. Pizzazz ain't missing, got the fat cats kissing. Let's bring the old age back. Wake up from his nap, we bring in the...
I mean, that is an obvious setup. On which side, Guacamole Kid?
I can answer for Guacamole Kid. He's meaning that it was a honeypot, meaning that the intel agencies had plants within the rally who were agent provocateurs who were going to instigate people to go into the Capitol.
Tomorrow, we need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol. What?
So that the national security apparatus could come down on Trump and his movement and say that they are violent terrorists, insurrectionists who are trying to overthrow the U.S. government and halt the democratic process, and then round people up and throw them in prison, which they've been doing.
So, okay, so your premise is, and this has been proven, they send in provocateurs to giant rallies. They do this on both sides.
The New York Times has even admitted that there were agent provocateurs in there, that there were FBI informants in the crowd. Then you had, for instance, the guy Ray Epps walking around with the Trump hat and like the military gear, getting up in people's faces saying, listen, we got to go into the Capitol. He was very specific. He's like, we need to go in to the Capitol. And then there was one video where he started saying that and everyone just started chanting, Fed, Fed, Fed.
Peacefully. Fed, 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 Fed. Tomorrow, I don't even like to say it because I'll be arrested.
Well, let's not say it.
We need to go. I'll say it. All right. We need to go in.
Shut the fuck up, Boomer.
To the Capitol.
Base Fed posting? All right. We need to go into the Capitol. I didn't see that coming. Okay.
Monument Hill.
Stop speaking. We are going to the Capitol where our problems are. It's that direction.
So people knew that there was something going on. And the whole thing is propaganda by the
Can you find that video?
Yeah, you can find that video anyway.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so you have all these unindicted co-conspirators from January 6th. Some of the most violent people have not been named by the FBI. These people have not been indicted, whereas other people who may have simply just walked in just to see the inside of the Capitol and were cooperative with the police are sitting in solitary confinement.
Everybody, listen up. The police here are willing to work with us and cooperate peacefully, like our First Amendment allows. Gather more Americans under the condition that they will come and gather peacefully to discuss what needs to be done to save our country.
Now, I would like to say, it's proven fact that on both sides, so like even when the left is protesting, the right will send in provocateurs. So when the right is protesting, they'll send in provocateurs. That is a proven fact.
I'm sure, but
definitely happens.
If it's a political rally and a campaign, that's a much different story than the U.S. government doing it and having people thrown in prison for it and saying that this whole political movement tried to overthrow the United States government. That's a bit different.
Mm-hmm. You don't believe that they were going in there to
listen, if
overturn the election.
No, if the Trump supporters of this country, if the right-wing patriotic militia types wanted to overthrow the United States government or seize control of Washington, D.C., they would be armed with lots of guns, lots of firepower, explosives, and they would go in guns blazing. They would not go in with their fists.
Right. Okay. So this gets into Trump's role, right?
Mhm.
Do you think so the whole hearing that's going on right now is that he directed them to go to try and take over?
No, he did not. He said in his speech beforehand that we're going to we're going to walk down Pennsylvania Avenue, we're going to go to the Capitol, and we're going to peacefully make our voices heard. That's pretty much exactly what he said.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. Today we will see whether Republicans stand strong for integrity of our elections.
They can. These are very vicious people, just like crazy Liz Cheney removed the part of my quote where I urge people to peacefully and patriotically make their voices heard. Think of that. Compare that to Maxine Waters. You ever watch her? You ever watch her ranting and raving and go get them and fight them and you know what? And many others. Look at Pelosi, her statements. They're horrible statements. Look at Schumer in front of the United States Supreme Court. He sounded like a mob boss. And they say, look, peacefully and patriotically.
He did not provoke anyone to get in there and behave violently.
Didn't he say give them hell?
And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore. Our exciting adventures and boldest endeavors have not yet begun. My fellow Americans, for our movement, for our children, and for our beloved country. And I say this, despite all that's happened, the best is yet to come. So we're going to walk down Pennsylvania Avenue. I love Pennsylvania Avenue. And we're going to the Capitol, and we're going to try and give. The Democrats are hopeless. They're never voting for anything. Not even one vote. But we're going to try and give our Republicans, the weak ones, because the strong ones don't need any of our help. We're going to try and give them the kind of pride and boldness that they need to take back our country. So let's walk down Pennsylvania Avenue. I want to thank you all. God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you all for being here. This is incredible. Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's standard Trump language. Give them hell. That can mean anything. That does not mean try to overthrow the United States government. That's just a firebrand term. Give them hell. Go out and win.
So, no, I agree. I mean, come on. Stop it. Like, people have their own thoughts and processes, and I don't think Donald Trump can make anyone take over the Capitol. But what I will say is that I had a good point of it's been brought to light that so this is another proven fact. New York Times, the fake New York Times, nobody believes them, but they said it's been brought to light that Congress had intelligence days before January 6th that there would be violence, and that the Democratic Party leadership did not take measures to prepare Capitol security for violence, meaning they wanted it to happen.
Yeah, that's always the narrative. Just like after 9/11, oh, they had the intel, but they just didn't do anything about it.
Jazz age living, whole fashion sipping, pizzazz ain't missing, got the fat cats kissing. Let's bring the old age back. Awake everyone from his nap, we bringing the